is going on? You got Matt here, coach of the London Luxray, and I'm bringing you my team builder for my Week 11 battle versus the Thorold Thundurus. That will be most likely Friday. Today is Tuesday, so a couple days, the day that Sun and Moon comes out, so it's going to be an interesting day. I'm just going to talk a bit about his team. This is the worst loss I've had all season. Was against this guy, 4-0. I got 4 out actually. I couldn't break through his Conkelder Regirock thing. I worried so much about having a counter to Starmie, and you know, he brought Starmie. I had a decent counter to it, but I don't have Mandibuzz anymore, so I had to think of something new. What else do I got to say before we start this video? In the bold here, right around here, does it show? Yeah, it shows my cursor. You got the first sticky note on the top right. Yep, it shows Steven's team based off speed. His OU picks are his top 3 fastest mons. And then after that, they just go all the way down. He's got a lot of slow mons too, so I'm gonna try something pretty tricksy out this week. I'm feeling it's gonna be good. This team is weak to Talonflame though. That is something I need to worry about. So I might have to switch some stuff up. But anyways, I'll just talk about the sticky notes. As you'll see, the Garchomp banded at the bottom right. That's just talking about the fact that my strategy this week is going to rely on a banded Garchomp and either a Spexed Keldeo or I forget what kind of Keldeo I have. But so it's gonna rely on a banded Garchomp. But in order to do that, Escavalier and Regirock I think have to die. Escavalier only takes like 30 or 40 from an outrage, but Regirock takes a hell of a lot more than that. And then even Garbodor gets 2-hit killed. I should be able to outspeed most things on his team. He has Lopunny for the fake out, but that might be bad. But I mean, other than that, Garchomp should do a lot of work this week. Yeah, so I'll move these out of the way here, and I'll get to my Word document. Basically, I looked through his team. Oh, I'll talk about this for a bit. He doesn't have much hazard removal. He's got Starmie, and he's got a couple guys with Stealth Rocks, a couple guys with T-Spikes and Spikes. If he brings Garbodor, I'll have to worry about that, but for the most part, my team's usually good when it comes to hazards. Arcanine and Swellow are weak to rocks, so I can't really let him. I might have to make a change to get like some hazard removal, but I wouldn't know who to take out is the problem. Let's go into it. So looking through coverage, that's all this really is right here. Lopunny doesn't have much cover. It has a lot of his Pokemon have the elemental punches, so that's something to worry about. But Lopunny's pretty straightforward. Talonflame, it only really has flying and fire attacking moves. What else? Starmie. Starmie could be a problem if it's analytic. If it's natural cure, a lot easier to deal with. But it's got Fairy Ice, Steel, Grass, Rock, Psychic, Water, Bug, and Electric coverage. And hidden powers to worry about too. So Scissor, Scissor is threatened by it. Garchomp's threatened by the Ice. Keldeo by the Psychic. There's Hydreigon's there. Yeah, it's got a decent amount of coverage. It can go physical and special too, which is a problem. It has Thunder Wave for some reason, and Tailwind Subroost. Heliolisk could be a problem. Doesn't have the best coverage. But it's got Water, which hits like Rhydon, and that's why that's one of the reasons I didn't want to bring Rhydon is because Heliolisk has Grass Knot and Surf, so it's got coverage to take on Rhydon. And it could run Hidden Power Ice. So I mean, Garchomp isn't much better, but I don't know. I felt safer with Rhydon didn't really do much against his team. Shaman, he hasn't really brought it much, but It's got a decent coverage, and Seed Flare is something to worry about. It's powerful. Garbodor, he hasn't brought Garbodor much either. But it has set up, like it has, or hazard setup, so spikes and toxic spikes, which is very, very useful. As you'll see if you watch my battle versus Kyle, I kind of shoved down his throat why hazards are good in singles. But he didn't switch out much either, so I mean, like, it didn't affect Kyle as much as it should have, but, you know. Golurk, I forgot about the no guard, so he could be running Iron Fist, but he could also be running Dynamic Punch no guard, which, you know, it's useful. And this also has the punches, the elemental punches. It's got solid coverage. It can take on Scissor. It can take on Garchomp. It can't really take on Keldeo though. I think Keldeo wins 1v1 unless Golurk Scarf. But this is one of the things he could use for rocks. That and Reggie. So like if he doesn't have Regirock, I'm sure Golurk has rocks. I might actually be making a mistake not bringing rocks this week, but hopefully spikes will do the trick. Let's see next on the list. The Reggie. They just group the Reggies together. They're similar. He won't bring more than one of them. Having both of them on the same team is kind of pointless, but it'd be hard for me to punch through them for sure. The Steel doesn't get Fire Punch, so it leads me to believe that Regirock's going to be showing up, especially since it matches better with Arcanine. So Regirock might be his Arcanine counter now too. What else do we got? Conkeldurr was... So Regirock, like I said, that and Conkeldurr were a huge reason I lost. I think it was week 5 versus Steven, or week 6. I think it was week 5. No, I don't know. But it was one of the big reasons. I couldn't break that combination, and I knew from the start that I was screwed. And Escavalier. Again, physical threat with the ability to have, with the option to throw on an Assault Vest. It's a threat. But I think I'll go into my team. How much time has it been? It's been like 7 minutes already. So that's his team. He's got a lot of decent mons he could be bringing. I'm gonna close this right now. Maximize that. But I'm gonna bring this over. This does show him. This does show what he brought last time, and I can expect similar results. Talonflame and Starmie. Talonflame just counters checks Keldeo with Priority Brave Bird. Starmie with its its ability to take on Keldeo, Scizor, and Garchomp. And I don't really have a switch in to Starmie. At least I thought. You'll see I have one now. But I can't believe I didn't realize I had it. But I guess, you know. Hydreigon, he ran at Scarf last time. And part of my team building this week is because if he brings another Scarfed Hydreigon, I will... It won't matter. I'll be able to outspeed it with Garchomp, even though it's a banded Garchomp. Which will be cool. But if it's not Scarfed, my Garchomp has enough speed to outspeed it. It has enough speed to outspeed a non-Scarfed Hydreigon, but I can also get it so that it outspeeds a Hydreigon Scarfed. He brought Golurk, Regirock, and Conkeldurr. I could see Escavalier taking the place of one of those, but for the most part, I feel like he's gonna bring something similar to what he brought last week. Going into my team builder, we'll click this. Yeah, it's right. Is this the team? Yeah, that's the team. Pokemon number 1. I'll edit these stuff while I'm doing it. Arcanine. So I needed a first of all, if I was bringing Keldeo, I need a Talonflame check. 1 second. I'll explain this later. Yeah. So I needed a Talonflame check for sure. And this is what Clifford provides. Talonflame with the Intimidate drop. A banded Talonflame that's adamant does like 40, 30-ish between leftovers and Morning Sun. I'm pretty well off. Hidden Power Rock does like 60, the 60, 70 area. So I can have a way of doing damage to Talonflame. If Talonflame happens to die, then um, I'm in a lot better of a position. But also, I can, if it's low on health plus Brave Bird, I can get a switch into Cynthia with the Rough Skin to kill it. Because between Brave Bird and that, it could die. But this is mainly my anti my anti Talonflame. On the other side, I really wanted to run Protect on this Pokemon, but it just I didn't have enough slots for it. But where is it? Lopunny. Lopunny, if he brings it, has Ice Punch because Cynthia. High Jump Kick hits Scizor, so he's not going to run Fire Punch. He's running Return or Facade, High Jump Kick, probably Fake Out, maybe Quick Attack, I don't know, and Ice Punch. Like, he's bringing Ice Punch. That means Clifford checks it, actually counters it, like the Intimidate drop. Lopunny isn't the bulkiest Pokemon on the offensive side. It's just between having Scrappy and the Fake Out, there's no real. It does a fair amount, but it needs prior damage. So that's what Clifford is for. It hits the Escavalier. I'll actually bring this over here just so you can see the team while I'm talking. Oh yeah, I got a second monitor from a friend. Pretty good price, so now I can do videos better and stuff. If you're wondering why I'm whatever. It's not really meant to be a Conkeldurr switch in, but and I don't really have anything else to touch stuff either, but it does what it does. It does what it does well, and that's check Lopunny Talonflame, and it gives me a way to hurt a Escavalier because Cynthia needs it. Also, the fact that I can switch into Escavalier and then throw off a Will-O-Wisp on whatever he wants to switch in helps. He won't want to switch in Talonflame just because Arcanine's pretty bulky. And I'm low on the specialty defensive side, so I don't really want to face stuff like Heliolisk or Hydreigon. Hopefully they don't come. Hopefully they don't show up. And this is why I'll pop this back up, but actually never mind. Shiny's pretty cool, but I haven't caught a shiny in the real game, so I'm not gonna make it shiny. That's why, if you're wondering why my Scizor is shiny, because I have a shiny Scizor in ORAS, but I don't have any of these shiny, so they will remain unshiny. But yeah, let's see. Swellow, it's coming in this battle because it does check Lopunny. It's not fast enough. It's not meant to take Lopunny down, but it gives me U-turn momentum. Between Facade and Brave Bird, I can do damage, and at the very end of it all, I can get a Tailwind off. And the good part is, I just thought of this now, with the Toxic Orb and the Tailwind, if I'm able to throw off a Tailwind and then die to Toxic that same turn, Garchomp gets like 4 turns of speed, I believe. He gets a couple of turns. Okay, he gets an extra turn of speed. His nickname's a South Park reference. I'll get into it in the battle, I guess, but here I'll just leave it. Mainly, this thing wrecks Conkeldurr. It does a lot of damage to Escavalier. It's faster than Starmie, and I can U-turn and do damage to Starmie, which is something I need for this game. It just hits stuff hard, and if I switch in, especially if he switches into Conkeldurr, I can just throw off a Brave Bird, and then I'm faster than everything on his team but a Talonflame and a Lopunny, and then I can U-turn out. And Talonflame and Lopunny would have had to take a Brave Bird in the first place. Then that's mainly why it's here. But the Tailwind will double Cynthia's speed, and it can also. Let me see. Oh, it's extra bell. Okay. Um, it does double Cynthia's speed, which allows it to just wreck stuff with Outrage, which I'll get into now. Cynthia. Um, Cynthia's here because he doesn't appreciate a choice banded Garchomp. Uh, it does. Besides, if it's a bulky Starmie, it's a 2-hit kill. It's a 1-hit kill on Heliolisk, Lopunny. What else? Like everything is a 2-hit kill except a Escavalier with Outrage. Um, and looking at his team, there's two things that stop me from outraging and stop me from earthquaking. If he still has Talonflame and Hydreigon, I can't Earthquake. If he still has Escavalier and Registeel, I can't Outrage. I outspeed Regirock, I outspeed Conkeldurr, I outspeed everything but Heliolisk, Shaman. Do I outspeed a Shaman? Don't think I outspeed a Shaman. Actually, no, I think I do, because Shaman's 100, so... Oh, wait, no, I outspeed a modest Hydreigon. I don't outspeed a, If his Hydreigon's modest, I outspeed it. But if it's like modest Life Orb, I would speed it, but I don't know why he would do that. So I might just 240, 40. I need enough speed to outspeed a Hydreigon for sure. I'm gonna edit that speed probably, but and put the majority into health. But yeah, it just hits everything really hard, and it's gonna 2-hit kill, if not one-shot kill most things on this team. And that's what I need. I need to break through his walls. He likes playing defensively. I know how Steven likes to play. And I need to break through that defensive core he's definitely going to bring. I could even see him bringing Starmie and then any of the, and like 2 or 3 of the bottom 4 Pokemon, and just going like extreme bulk and trying to out-bulk me, or outlive me. But Cynthia should hit hard enough to... I'll have to test it out. I'm testing it out probably today and tomorrow a bit, but hopefully it does well. Let's see. We have Peanut next. My Selgor. Toxic was because I don't want to pull my headset out. Did I? Okay, so Toxic's because Talonflame, Starmie, stuff like that are a problem to my team. So what I do want is I want them to be weakened, ultimately, and being able to keep them weakened, or keep them with weakening them so that they're at a low health is good for my team. Because like my team doesn't do well with them. Every time they switch in, it's a problem. When Starmie switches in, when Talonflame switches in, they cause a problem. So I need to make sure that I deal with it and lower their health to enough, especially Talonflame, because the priority Brave Bird. With Toxic, I will be able to extremely lower its effectiveness, because like it can't go for a Brave Bird if it's gonna lose to Toxic / Recoil. It'll have to go to Roost, and then I'll be able to lower it, and then it's just, it just gives me an advantage. Bug Buzz because it hits Starmie pretty hard, like 50 to 70 area. Spikes is because I was thinking about it, but Talonflame's checked pretty well by Clifford, so as long as Clifford's alive, I don't really need rocks, especially since he's got Starmie to Rapid Spin. Who's a really good Rapid Spinner. I couldn't bring Gourgeist and spin block him because Starmie wrecks Gourgeist, but I have Spikes because Escavalier is something that is hard to kill, and honestly, I'm going for the Outrage win with Cynthia and Swellow combined, so I can't have Escavalier with a high enough health. And looking at his squad, he does have Talonflame and Hydreigon. and that's it, who are able to avoid the spikes. So my goal is to get one layer of spikes up, and hopefully I can get it into Steven's head that he's like, oh, I gotta get rid of these hazards, gotta get rid of these hazards, gotta get rid of these hazards. Then I can do some work on that, and that will allow me time to say tailwind, or that will give me time to get Cynthia out and just start wrecking stuff. But yeah, like that's that's basically it for the spikes. They're not really meant to. The last two games, spikes won me the game. Between spikes, I had talk spikes last game, but not the game before that. And stealth rocks, between the combination of those, it prevented Brandon from switching out enough. It limited his Delphox. It limited his just his switching in general. And ultimately won me the battle. Against Kyle, it just wrecked his team. Like he got very little use out of his team. The most use he got out was Charizard, which is weird because Charizard got wrecked by rocks. But yeah, the spikes aren't meant to be troublesome to him. It's just meant to get his Pokemon to a low enough health that I can sweep. Uh, those one layer of spikes could be the difference between Cynthia dying and Cynthia picking up the kill, especially if I'm locked into Outrage. Um, but yeah, and then Encore, that's gonna be funny. Like if I predict his Talonflame to Roost or to Willow, um, I get leverage there where I can get Clifford in for free. I can just layer the spike. I can throw a Toxic off, layer spikes, stuff like that. Like it poses like Encore was just a cool idea, and I figured that I mean, I was gonna go Final Gambit just to knock out the Starmie, but a Final Gambit I could make it do 100% to Starmie, but a Bug Buzz did like 70 anyways, and honestly, I'd rather stay alive. I could hit him, have my Focus Sash not break, and hit him again. Or I could hit him, have my Focus Sash break, and then throw spikes down, something like that. Um, I'll try to speed this up. I'll go to Rudolph now. Really, I didn't want to Specs, didn't want to Scarf, because Talonflame just wrecks me, flat out just wrecks me. I want him to think I'm choiced. If with the Tailwind, I want him to think I'm Specs. But between Scald, Secret Sword, Icy Wind, and Hidden Power Dark, I can throw an attack off and get the extra damage I need on a super effective hit. Say I go Secret Sword and he switches in Starmie. Actually, yeah. And then Hidden Power Dark might be enough to kill him, where it wouldn't have been before. And I threw these stats on in a rush because I was trying to test my team, but I might adjust it and go modest, and then adjust the speed so that I'm faster than what do I need to be faster than? Faster than say Shaman at 100. I hit 328. If I make him modest, I don't think I hit 328. No. And yeah, it's stupid because Heliolisk's 109, so I can't outspeed Heliolisk, so I'll just go 320, 330. Ah, Tim. But I can throw the rest into health. It's always 64 in health, because I always need to be faster than the person at 100. But yeah, Hidden Power Dark was meant, like the other three moves I'm not really gonna talk about because they're just like the standard Keldeo coverage. But then looking at his team, then what do I do against Starmie? What do I do against that's it. I hit everything else super effectively. So yeah, that's all I really needed it for. And then last Pokemon. I'm so dumb. I can't believe that um I just can't believe that the last time I faced him, I didn't. Oh, Kelty was genderless. Damn. I didn't realize that Reuniclus was a switch into Starmie. I feel dumb. Oh, and you probably see the scum on it, but basically this set allows me to switch into Conkelder effectively. And then I can throw off a T-Wave. Psyshock does a lot, so if he's an Assault Vest Conkelder, uh, it deals a lot of damage to it. Shadow Ball hits, Starmie hits, Golurka hits. What else? I think it hits those two. Those are the two I need to hit. Psyshock hits like Lopunny. It hits a lot of stuff. I can throw off a T-Wave. The only problem is if he switches in, even if he switches in Golurk, I'll just throw off a Shadow Ball. Actually, no, Golurk I'll have to switch out on because the Colbur Berry is dark, not ghost, so I might take a lot of damage from a Shadow Punch. But then I can switch it into Starmie, throw off a T-Wave. I can check if he's Natural Cure, first of all. I can also throw in T-Waves and get like Regirock, get Conkelder, get Talonflame. Hitting Talonflame with the T-Wave is very important. It could be the difference between his Priority Brave Bird killing Keldeo and Keldeo killing it. And then what he did last game was he Will-O-Wisp with Talonflame on my Garchomp switch-in, because Garchomp was my Talonflame switch-in. But now that Arcanine's my Talonflame switch-in, and he might think Garchomp's my Talonflame switch-in. I mean, who knows? But I can catch him with that and just wreck his day. No, there's no boosting on this team. Like, I mean, no setup, like no Calm Mind on this guy. It's just gonna allow me to, because Psyshock and Shadow Ball hit what I need to hit hard enough that and then I can throw up T-Waves, throw up recovers, I can stay in the game. But Conkelder gets like shit on by this Reuniclus because knockoff does like, it's gonna do, I would say, the 30 area without an item, 35 area. Yeah, probably around there. But it's been long enough for this battle. I mean, this team builder. I'm probably gonna go make food. It should be a good game. I'm so excited for Sun and Moon. So excited for this battle too. It happens on the same day, but that was just an accident, or was it? But yeah, I'm going to be signing off, and I will see you at the battle. Good luck, Steven. You're going down. I'm staying 7-3, or moving up to 7-3.